Hello everybody, welcome back to Calmlands and the 200 horsepower challenge. You might notice that things look a little bit different. I had an issue after I finished the previous episode. I picked up all of the grass and put it in the production here, saved the game, came back the next day to record this episode, and my save game wouldn't load. No idea what's going on with that. Fortunately, FarmSim has one of the greatest save game systems ever, and I was able to go back to a previous save in the backup folder, and that one loaded just fine. But I was at a point where I had not yet picked up the grass or placed this particular production. So I managed to redo that. I picked up the grass and then I re-landscaped and replaced this production. And when I did, I put it a little further to the center, and that will give me room to put in the companion production right next to it. So I suppose there was some silver lining in that dark cloud. Also, I felt kind of bad about this particular mod. It's not on the official mod hub. I'm going to go ahead and keep it because I'm selfish like that. But for the rest of the playthrough, I am not going to use any mods that are not available on the mod hub. I think that's just a better way to go about things and kind of keep the experiment all the same, where we're all kind of doing the same things. So there's that. And also, I felt like I was being a little too easy on myself with the game settings. So I went ahead and turned on lime and weeds. So we're going to have to deal with putting lime on the field and weeds. But first, we're going to need some fields to put lime on. So we need a plow. Let's take a look at what's available. Actually, first, before we take a look at what's available, I should say that we picked up about 350,000 liters of grass off of our plot of land, and it's now making silage. We're just about halfway done, so that's very good. I'm going to try to hang on to as much as possible of this until January, when the price is really good, so we can get a nice big chunk of money to deal with. So, having said that, we're going to do store deliveries. That's just going to make our travel time a lot less. And this is not an unrealistic thing at all. People have things delivered from stores all the time. So we'll put it right there, and let's find a plow. I should say that I'm not very good with offset plows like these. I like to make fields that are nice and square. Preferably going either directly north-south or east-west. I like to make it as easy for my workers as possible. So I like a plow that is more like this, where I can just drag it straight behind the tractor. That one is not big enough. That's only 4 meters, and that's going to take us forever to make fields. I think our best bet here is going to be this guy. It's 180 horsepower, but I think our 170 horsepower tractor can handle it. If not, we're going to lose a little money on the deal and have to find something else that's probably not going to be quite as big. There's this one. No, it's only 4 meters too. So we're going to try this one, and hopefully it will... hopefully we'll be able to pull it with our tractor. So I'm going to buy that in black. I know I spent an extra $100. So let's see if we can plow a field. So when you look at our land here, this is all really, really flat right here. I think we would be foolish if we did not use this property right here for our yard. We've got enough of it where we could do animals there. We could do all of our sheds, maybe even a production or two. So I think I want to start field right about here. And I always want to leave enough space at the edges. where I'm not going to be getting the message that I don't have access to this property. So I'm far enough away from the road. I'm far enough away from the property line. I want to line this up at 360 degrees so that I know we're going directly across the map. Redo our spacing. Now let's hope this works. Huh. Well, where is the property line then? Right there, maybe? Boy, it sure let me mow it. Thanks for the free grass. Yeah, we're pulling this guy just fine. We're kind of going uphill a little bit, so I want to go about halfway here. I'm watching the mini map and I'm trying to stay as close to 360 to 0 as I can. Okay, so now we're about halfway across. So let's go back down this way. Now we're going to try to get as close to 90 degrees as possible. There, that's 90. And I want to go until the plow is right in the middle of the number 50 on the mini-map. I'm going to start off with one small field. Yeah, right about there, I think. We'll go back down to this corner. Oops. There we go. What I'm trying to do with this first field is create something that is manageable, that we can eventually plant something like sugar beets or potatoes in. We don't want the sugar beet and potato fields to get big because those are going to just be unmanageable. At 200 horsepower, we kind of have to be cautious about the size of our fields, I think, or else we're going to put ourselves in a situation where we have to work very large fields with very small equipment. The fine line is to figure out the largest manageable field size that is profitable for us. We can just come here and finish out our corner. Now we have a field outlined. Let's see how long it takes us to get this done. Well, when I finished up this field, I was so motivated that I just kind of kept going and outlined the other 3 fields. Now, I was just talking about how we needed to keep this manageable, and as I drive around in these fields, they feel kind of huge. But I think that's just perspective, and we're going to go with it. So it's going to take me a while, but I'm going to go ahead and finish plowing the rest of these 3 fields, and then we'll start thinking about what to put in them. Not bad, not bad at all. We managed to get 4 fields plowed before lunch. And if we can do that, we might be able to get some of these seeded before dinner. We'll see how much we can get done here in September. That would be very helpful. So there's the farm. We've got 4 freshly plowed fields. We're ready to put some seeds in them, but we've only got about 9 grand. And I think that's probably going to be just enough. But just in case, I think we're going to go ahead and sell 1 trailer full of silage. We won't get a whole lot for it, but we'll get enough to cover the planter and the seeds and the fertilizer. All right, we're going to head to town. I think I'm just going to go cross country. I don't think I'm going to worry too much about roads here. It's not like I'm driving across planted fields. And we'll see how our tractor does with the hill. Doing all right. All right, let's see where we're going here. We are going to sell this at the animal dealer. I'll go ahead and tag it just to make sure we get it to the right place. Because I would have thought it would go right there, but no. It goes back here. Wow. 15,880. That's more than I thought we were going to get there. Very good. So now that we have enough money, I'm just going to do everything store delivery. I know I'm right here, but I also have this forage wagon that I want to get back to the farm. All right, cross your fingers and pray. Ah, we made it across one more time. Mark my words, we are going to get hit eventually. So now we need to buy a seeder. Let me start this by saying I really like mods. I like mods a lot. I have far too many mods in my mods folder. I looked long and hard for something different, something that I haven't used before, something that other YouTubers haven't used before. And, you know, if I'm looking to stay on the official mod hub, the pickings are slim. And after much deliberation and looking and wanting to do something different, I'm down to, I think, what everybody's going to use, and that's one of these. It's the John Deere 8350, or we could, if we wanted to use Case products, we could use the Case 5100. They are, for all intents and purposes, the same mod. I think they even have same horsepower, same everything. Yeah, they do. So you either want John Deere or you want Case. But it's, you cannot find the combination of features that this thing has in any other mod, for especially for this price. You know, $6,000 is ridiculous. And it's a direct drill. It also fertilizes as you seed. It can be pulled by a 60 horsepower tractor. It is the perfect small horsepower starting out seeder. And that's what we're going to use. But I think I'm going to go with the Case because that John Deere green would clash with my torpedo green. So we're going to go with this. I think just leave everything standard on it. $6,000, you just can't beat it. And also, we're going to need some seeds and some fertilizer. I am not going to use the farm supply pack, even though that is from the official mod hub. The prices on it are just a little cheaty. So we're going to use the big bag CZ, which I think is Czech. And we're going to buy Corn Cali solid fertilizer, 1,200 for 1,000 or 1,820 for 1,000. We're going to go with the 1,200. That's not a totally unrealistic price discount, so we're gonna go with that. And I think we're just going to need one bag for now. Well, we'll buy two because we'll use them eventually. And the seeds, the same thing. We're going to use the Czech big bags. 780 for 1,000 liters is just a little bit better price than, I think it's 900 for 1,000 liters. So we're going to go with this. We're also going to buy 2 bags of those, even though we probably won't use them up this first planting, but we'll use them up eventually. All right. I was going to plant this small field in grass as well as this one up here, but I think we may have enough money left over from the silage that we sold to get ourselves a small planter. So I'm going to hold off on that. But the plan is to plant grass in this field, oats in that field up there, sorghum in that field over there, and sugar beets in this small field. That is the plan right now. So first we need to plant grass. Well, that's our 3 big fields seeded. We got one in grass, we got one in oats, we've got one in sorghum. We have plenty of time left, and we have seeds and fertilizer, and we have some money. So I think what we may do now is buy a planter and get some sugar beets planted. We have a variety of planters in our price range. If we wanted to be really cheap, we'd go with the Nolly here. It's only $8,000, but it only does seeds. It doesn't do fertilizer. So I would rather go with something that does fertilizer, and that would be the John Deere 7000 planter. It's a little pricier, but it does a lot more. If we wanted to go with liquid fertilizer, we could do that. There's the liquid tanks, but we want to go with solid fertilizer. There's our solid fertilizer tanks. So this will do exactly what we need it to do at a reasonable price. We're just going to keep everything else the same, and we're going to buy it. All right, let's fill it up and get some sugar beets in the ground. And that is that. We got it all plowed before lunch. Got it all planted before dinner. Wow. So that's where we are at the end of the day in September. We got a lot done today. We've given ourselves a really good start. We still have a bunch of silage left in the production, which is really good because we have almost no money at all, even after selling that load of silage, but we have equipment. We're putting together the things we need to run a farm. So it's probably going to be a little while before we get some sheds over here. We're also going to need to get some chickens, so we'll have to think about that. But there it is. We're doing really well. If you like this video, I sure would appreciate a thumbs up or a subscription. If you did not like this video, please post a comment and tell me why. Either way, thanks so much for being here. I'll see you next time.